Who wants to summate the previous issue?
We came upon a small village in the woods wherein we offered to help in exchange for like food and baths and the like. And together, um, one of the Vinces and I used a healing stroke to heal a young boy who was infected and had a bad fever. And while we waited the 5 hours it would take for that to work, we were allowed into the bathhouse. And some of us are still working on scenes because some of us have been playing a lot of Pirate Yakuza. And that's what we did.
Um, we're waiting an hour for the fever to break, and then 5 hours for the bone to finish healing completely.
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And we were told not to be naked in public,
Which is a crime.
which
We're so hot.
which kind of shocked Fidelity, because he'd just gotten used to Caterwall just generally not caring. It seemed to him. I was like, oh, right. Places can be normal here. Because that's what he's used to where he's from.
Mm.
And we were told that if we were running a scam and this kid was not going to heal, shame on us. We've done a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Just in case we're assholes.
Yeah, it's valid. It would be pretty rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know of any legitimate industry who would go up with absolutely no proof of their power to speak of, lay their hands upon a sick person and be like, be healed, and then be like, yeah, that was completely morally correct before walking away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that never happens anywhere.
That's not been a thing that's ever occurred.
No. Nobody is that heartless and or convinced of their own scam.
Mm-hmm.
The audacity. Anyway, yes, congratulations. You all are just genuinely good people. That I hope you feel good about yourselves. That's all the reward you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Y'all went to take baths. I believe one of you took more of a bath than the others, or rather, two of you did. Fully
Yes,
submerged.
indeed.
Right, and Tygon found a letter
Mm-hmm.
in a red envelope.
That is where we left off. So, Tygon, if you wish to react and or act.
Is there an address or a
This
name on the envelope?
really seem to have much distinction on it to speak of. It is in weirdly good shape for something that was underwater.
Hmm. I'll open it.
You gotta open it up.
Yep.
There is a general ripping sound that takes place as you enter this thing, and I pull up a book to check a thingy.
Oh my god, there's a Terminator here.
And between the games, Fidelity had a long conversation with Vincent in the bath, I assume, after the letter was found. Or they just talked about things they had recently done and worked on, and whether or not that was okay.
Oh, that took place after this particular sequence.
I assume.
Depending on how the sequence goes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so in that case, I'm going to ask that you withhold your curiosity for just a little bit until that particular piece of timeline has concluded before opening this letter and perhaps unleashing whatever foul beast might be within it. Because it would probably affect that scene.
It happened before this. It's all good.
As you could have gotten tired and gone back down through the lake. It was like, okay, well, we've hung out enough.
Okay. You open it up and you pull it out. And in it is a piece of parchment. And there are kind of like scrawled words within it. And all it says is, they had a family, they're lost now. It's not written to anybody, but it feels like it's speaking directly to you. And immediately upon kind of reading this, that kind of, do you open it under the water, or do you, like, oh, you came out of the water.
Yeah. Not still underwater.
Yeah, you immediately upon opening this, you kind of catch that vision out of the corner of your eye again of these bodies that are just kind of down at the bottom of the pier.
Great, it's a guilt trip.
Amazing.
Oh, great.
That appears to be the only content on it.
Well, after, probably like turning it over and around, and trying not to be all bummed out about dead bodies underwater and stuff. Probably should tell the others about this. So, walk over to the bathhouse. And, just one of them, let's say Vincent, kind of pokes his head in. Hey, you guys still here?
Yes.
Yep.
We found a letter.
Are you going around opening other people's mail now? Is that still a crime in the future?
First, yes, it is, and second, there was no name on it, so
Okay.
So it's okay. No crime took place.
Where did you find it?
That's the odd thing. It was underwater by this pier.
Soggy letter?
Huh.
Not really. That's the odd thing. And hey, Fidelity, come here, please.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Before we get into this, Evelyn, come here real quick.
I pause and come over.
I was gonna grab her and plant like a huge passionate kiss on her, like gently cupping her lower back.
Face heats up, and I will pull back. My feathers ruffled, and I'll say, "What the hell was that for?"
And I just kind of like, yeah, still like girls. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Wonderful. With that established, could you read this? This is what does it say on this parchment here?
I will look at it. Or are you talking to Evelyn?
No, Fidelity.
Oh, okay. Just like, yeah, sure.
Says the same thing. You don't particularly have any sort of like. They are simply words on a page. They don't seem to like speak to any specific experience that you can think of.
It's like, well, that's sad. It's like, think it's left over from the war or something, like magic letter.
I don't. I don't remember. Did we ever tell you when the harbor in Catawallen was attacked, when we were underwater, and we kind of watched those soldiers drown.
Oh yeah. I think you told me about that.
It's yeah. That was pretty rough, and we've been seeing them occasionally. I figured it was just guilt, but I think this letter is referring to them. And any of you hear of something like that happening?
No, that doesn't make much sense to me.
Oh, do you think you're haunted?
I don't know. Maybe. Does stuff like that happen here?
Like, oh, I don't know, but when I was in high school, one of my best friend's cousins knew a guy who they went caving with some friends, and one of them slipped and got stuck, and he didn't tell anyone or help him. And then he started seeing them everywhere he went. It drove him crazy. So like, people get haunted. I used to watch this show called Ghost Hunters. I never got like concrete proof, but there's a lot of like evidence that hauntings might be real.
Just a second, I need to check something. Oh, you mean Ghostbusters? It came out last year. That was great.
Like, no, that's like a comedy that like dads watch. They made a new one. It was all right. It was like a bunch of girls.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They had a Thor in there.
He was very good in that movie. They were all very good in that movie, though.
It was just like the last half of that movie just fell apart, and I felt really bad because the first half was fucking brilliant.
I enjoyed most of it.
Out of character. Like, it was enjoyable throughout, but the first half is so much better than the second half, and it really drug it down. And I was like, okay, that was a pretty good movie.
I was very fond of the dual pistol freaking proton guns. I thought that was really
That was
cool.
pretty cool.
I'll furrow my brow, and I'll say Thor, like the Norse god.
It's like, yeah, but no, like the comic book guy.
They made a funny about him.
Oh, what?
Like Marvel Thor?
Yeah. He's got a bunch of movies now. They are awesome.
This press X to doubt face, like, comic book movie? Awesome? I never heard of that.
I just shook my head and silently slot this in my brain away with things like isekai. Narthon said always talks about that.
Oh man, I wish there was somebody we could ask about this, like Harold. He knew so much stuff.
Harold? Harold, yeah.
It
No,
was
I didn't
Harold,
say
right?
out of character. That was out of character. I can't think today. It's
Yes,
like,
Harold is the name of the big cat.
yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
okay,
yeah,
good.
I do wish Harold was here.
I do too.
I have a
Go back
list of
to-
everyone's names. Harold is the big cat. Tyler is the spider twink. Craig is Fidelity's coworker. Herbert is Evelyn's dad. Doris is Evelyn's mom. Virginia and Abigail are her sisters. Susie is the baker in Caterwaulen. Celery was the innkeep in Caterwaulen. Tess was the owner of the Calicurio shop, and Kirkland is the name of this village leader.
I appreciate that you've done this, because I certainly haven't.
What? Why we can do magic now? Why is there no talk to people who are far away spell? There should be something like that.
I can try. And Ambrose will like hover in the he's like flying, he's hovering in the air, and he'll like clench his fist and squish his face real tight and try to send a message to Harold that's just, Harold, what's Ghostbusters?
You don't have a whole lot of different like ways to do that you're aware of, so you basically just use the musing, which kind of becomes this wide broadcast of Harold, what's Ghostbusters that every one of you can kind of feel vibrating in your bones, but has a maximum range of something like 50 feet.
Okay.
And you know, it might like startle some little whimsy that's hanging out somewhere on the side, and they're like, they go off to do their thing.
I tried, but I can't hear anything back.
Well, I heard that.
Oh, you
I did
did?
too.
Interesting.
Depending on whether or not you've been updating your language cookies and stuff too, you may be more or less exclusively speaking to them through that at this point.
Yeah. We're
Like,
well past being out of the language cookies.
Mm.
it's like I try to help, but all of my spells are useless.
Mm.
Like how you're all sitting in this bathhouse in a village full of natives being like, damn, all of our options are extinguished. There sure isn't anybody we could ask.
Well, Ambrose.
They didn't seem well versed in these matters.
I don't think any of them know anything about canvas side movies from the 80s.
That's fair. They probably don't know about Ghostbusters.
It's like, do you think they've got like somebody around here who might know what that letter is, or if you're haunted?
I just yeah, but should probably ask. I mean, it's not like we have much of a choice there.
Ambrose will send his little tiny towel away and summon his clothes. And he'll be like, all right, let's go ask people.
And you can continue bathing if you want to.
Oh, I'm done. I've been in here for quite a while. And he'll like hold up a finger and it's all wrinkly and he's like, my skin is doing this.
I didn't even know it could do that. Look, I'm getting old.
Yeah. We went to the beach that make you old.
Oh yeah, that happens when you're in the water for a while.
Ooh, interesting. I find that very strange, but intriguing. I'll have to see how wrinkly I can get. But not today.
Makes note.
All right.
Check wrinkliness.
Fortunately, if you really want to try it out, we can probably get a jar of water to take with us if you want to.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Ambrose just
That
walking
way
around a
we can do
city
it
with a
later.
finger in a jar.
Yeah.
I
I
bring
I
was
my
I
knife
was
imagine.
just
along.
thinking when he's small, we'll just keep him in a jar of water.
A little like bee bath terrarium.
Okay, let's find someone to ask.
As you are
Uh,
exiting the bathhouse, Kirkland will actually be approaching with another couple visitors. How long would you say y'all were soaking in there?
I'd say maybe a couple hours because it's been a while since. I mean, it's been a few days since they've had a proper bath because they've been traveling. So Ambrose wants to get like as clean as possible, and plus he's excited about the private stall, and it's neat.
I was gonna say, I think Fidelity would have been in there for like 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Me too. Just floating in the water.
let's
Enjoy.
say an hour and a half.
All right. At some
Okay.
point or another, an hour and a half has passed.
Okay.
And y'all are approached by one of the parents and Kirkland and somebody who you have not met yet. We're gonna say this new somebody is kind of elvish looking, which you have actually spotted before in Caterwallon, but didn't specifically ever encounter. Just kind of has the general long-eared trappings,
Huh.
and not a whole lot else going on. You've certainly seen more dramatic variants amongst the humans here. Um, but they're all kind of wearing hopeful smiles. And they're like, he's showing signs of improvement. He's breathing easier. The fever's reducing. It looks like it may have worked.
Good.
Yay!
That's
Excellent.
wonderful news.
I'm gonna say it's the father, the one that you met initially, is looking tentatively relieved, but still sort of cautious, and he's saying, so it's not. How long were you saying it was going to be?
Oh, we're not sure.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it is difficult to tell, but should not be longer than a few hours.
all right. Well, it's certainly trending upward. I guess we can hope. Um, but it's encouraging. Thank you. He says eagerly. Um, Kirkland kind of clasps his hand together in a hopeful way, and says, "I don't want to like uh, I've lost the word that I'm looking for, but basically, I don't want to like impede on you any further after you've already done us this favor. But you had mentioned being able to go underwater um, without needing to breathe.
Yes.
As it turns out, our local historian, and he points over to the kind of elvish-looking one, um, Dr. Jaspian. I, names.
I'm writing it down.
Do it. Theo Jaspian. That sounds thoroughly fantastical. Theo is aware of a. Well, go ahead. And he kind of steps aside. And Theo kind of like coughs and attempts to sort of like straighten himself and adjust these little like thin rimmed glasses. Very kind of proper looking fellow, tall, thin, a little older, sort of graying. Looks very scholarly. Honestly, has a bearing that is a lot more like kind of big city-ish than this little town. Um,
Hmm.
like this looks to be the kind of person who wouldn't look out of place running a rather large library, as opposed to just kind of being out here in the boonies. There may be a story there, but he kind of clears his throat and says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Theo Jaspian. I'm the local chronicler. Um, there is actually, supposedly, according to the legends of this town, an artifact at the bottom of the lake that we have always assumed to be irretrievable if it's there at all. But if you have the ability and gumption to do so, we would certainly love to have it for the library."
Okay. What is it?
It's an idol, a general icon to lease that was supposedly hotly contested during the battles that created this crater. The only indication that we have as to its location or overall construction is that it was made of marble and that it's roughly this big. He kind of makes a gesture of something about a foot tall, not particularly huge, and that it was at the epicenter of the explosion when it happened. That puts it roughly in the middle of the lake. He kind of gestures out broadly, but that's also the deepest point. And who knows how that middle actually is. It could be buried under silt. It could be in a fish's gullet for all we know, if it exists at all.
Right.
If you have the ability to search for it, even a little, we'd rather not pass up the opportunity.
We'd be happy to take a look. I mean, no promises. That is a lot of lake to search. But there is actually maybe while we're on the topic of things in the lake. While we were, just kind of looking around, we weren't going far, it's just by the pier, we found this. Show them the envelope and the parchment.
Kirkland kind of looks it over and go ahead and do community perceives at difficulty 3. Make it 2. Difficulty 2. And everybody can do that who's looking.
I'm gonna forswear this because I was gonna say, while they are talking, Fidelity has stepped aside and made sure nobody is in the way, and conjured up a powerful wind to blow dry all of his fur very quickly.
Did you say community perceive?
Yeah, community perceive. Difficulty 2.
I make it.
I got locked out of Roll20 for some reason.
I cannot believe you've done this.
Yeah. Okay. Boop. 1. Boop. So close.
That's everybody, yeah?
Yep. That's everybody is doing it.
Okay. Rowan, I'm gonna cough. I successfully coughed. You notice that as this letter is handed over and kind of passed between the people that are there, leader Kirkland and the dad who has remained unnamed kind of are looking at it, perplexed, confused. When it gets to the librarian, there is a pallid look of fear that arrives, but he says nothing. When it's kind of handed back, it's handed back with this sort of like hidden look of gravity. But again, nothing is specifically said. And Kirkland will be like, you found this in the water? It's all dry.
Yes.
Yeah, we noticed.
And he goes, I mean, it's certainly a bit of a troubling message. Do you know what it means?
It might refer to we were attacked and some people drowned.
Pirates.
We believe it referred to that.
So somebody put a message to you in a letter in our lake?
We're afraid he's being haunted.
This is new to me too.
There's a kind of clearing of the throat that comes from Theo's side, and he goes, there may be documentation referring to something like this in the library. If you want to come by, perhaps after your swim, I can see if I can drag anything up.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
Huh. You drag the library and they'll drag the lake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a question.
Mm.
Is this lake very still, or does like the wind blow the waters and things like that?
It doesn't have waves. It's not like
Okay.
like a Great Lake. It's fairly flat.
Okay,
got,
I was just trying to see if perhaps tremor sense would help us find this artifact, but
yeah, not specifically.
okay, just checking.
Kirkland kind of suss his hand together and goes, all right, we will give you a ride out to the middle of the lake via the largest barge we have. Hopefully it can support you. Not that you are, I mean, yeah, he looks like he's trying to perhaps like attempt not to offend, but isn't really sure how to downplay the fact that you are two stone lions.
It's okay. We are aware.
And he goes, that'll be ready right down over here by the pier. If y'all would like any food, please partake in mine as thanks for the healing you provided earlier. It does seem to be helping. And he just kind of gestures back to a house that's not that far away that might have some degree of food in it.
I could eat.
I could eat too.
Y'all can kind of head over in that direction, and there is some food there. It's not necessarily like particularly grandiose. Most of it's preserved, local fare, some fish, but it's tasty. It's there. It's fresh, and
Nice.
and he offers it up. You're able to refill any water you're carrying and stuff like that too.
Hey,
As we eat, I will kind of pull the others to the side and I'll say, did any of you notice that?
notice what?
When we handed that historian the letter, he got a look of horrific fear on his face.
Oh no, I didn't see that at all. But I wasn't looking at him.
No.
I was looking at the bugs.
Yeah. I was drying off.
No, he said he didn't know anything, but he looked terrified.
Maybe he'll fill us in when we visit him after the lake.
I don't know why he didn't just mention it now.
I don't know.
It's
Well,
Humans are strange.
maybe if it's something actually dangerous, maybe he didn't want to worry the others.
okay, but that might be putting us in danger.
Maybe it's the kind of thing that if you put a voice to it, it comes true.
May I look at the letter?
I hand it over.
I will look at it. Does it still say the same thing it did for the Vinces?
Yep, it has remained the same message, and you're not necessarily feeling any particular attachment to it.
Okay.
It's just kind of like a weird thing to say, a little nerve-wracking. Certainly, not a good message to find. But there is there's a certain gravity to it, to Vince and Vincetta, to the point that as it's kind of passing back and forth between hands, they feel subconsciously drawn to look at it.
Hmm.
It seems like just a letter, but perhaps the librarian Theo can shed more light on it.
I hope so. Well, but I mean, as long as it's just affecting us, at least none of you are in danger. If there is a danger to it.
Like, if there is a danger, then we want to take care of it.
Well, uh, we'll look for that idol first, and well then if maybe he will tell us what's going on, and if not, we can confront him about it.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Not long afterward, Kirkland will return saying that the barge is ready. It's just down at the dock. It is a pretty hefty looking raft-like device with light sails, some oars, and a place to move. And it just seems like it's kind of a hauler. It probably brings things back and forth to other ends of the lake. But it is certainly capable of supporting a lot of weight. So you're all able to board it if you wish, or just the two of you if you want.
I was going to say, I can't really help here.
Neither can I, but I'll come along for emotional support. I'll just fly beside the barge.
I can make wind. I wonder if I can make air underwater. I could like hold on to vents and go down with them when they hop off, and then see if I can make breathable air.
That sounds a little bit dangerous, but if you want to try it.
Yeah, sure.
No harm in trying, other than drowning.
Mm-hmm.
But I
We don't
imagine
try things.
you can find out if it'll work before you commit to being at the bottom of the lake.
Can you swim?
Yeah.
Okay then.
So you head out there, and it's a bit of a. It's not that long to get to the middle, but a bit of a haul. They're probably a combination of sailing and rowing for about 45 minutes to get out there. At which point you're able to have just general conversations with Kirkland and the boat driver, who is somebody new that you haven't met. I think she's going to be on the sort of general fishing team. It looks like somebody who has spent the majority of her life outdoors. This is another kind of elvish individual, but has the kind of like rustic charm of a dock worker, and apparently owns the craft, and has been kind of out in these waters for some time. Her name's gonna be Sally. And Sally's just like, yeah, when I decided to move over here, I already knew how to build ships from my time working the docks over in. She drops some name that is just instantly forgotten because it's some city that nobody knows. And she goes, so I just, I put a couple together out of the fallen trees outside, and then I got a business. It's small, but it gets the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this kind of roll of the eyes from Kirkland as Sally is a stray. We keep her around because she will run the boats.
Well, that's a little rude.
Sally's just kind of like, he's right.
Like, sounds like she's pretty useful.
He kind of quirks an eyebrow and says, honestly, most strays are. Look what you did. You've been here 10 minutes. That's not true. It's like 4 hours or whatever, but.
It's like, yeah, fair enough.
Oh, that reminds me. Two things I should ask before we just jump into the water. First, anything in there that might be dangerous? Like big fish.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like I had a hook on one a while back. Whew, hauled the boat halfway across the lake. That thing must have been enormous.
That's comforting.
Like if I see one, I'll kick it.
I wouldn't.
I look at Kirkland.
He kind of shrugs and rolls his eyes and says, we hear this story a lot, and she's never brought one in, but there are really big fish. I think your bigger issue is going to be light. She nods a little bit and says, lake's pretty clear, but it's also deep. You're going to be a couple 100 feet down.
Can anybody do light? Is that a thing we can do?
I'm looking over. No, because I'm the wrong kind of insect to do light.
No. I looked
I
over
was
my stuff
dusty. I
earlier.
could glow.
Best you can do is fire, and it's not going to work underwater.
Huh.
It's like, yes, like I said, I'm useless.
She goes, oh, don't say that. You can help me with the winch. And she comes over with a big old rope and goes, all right, so you're going to want to attach this around yourselves because you're going down pretty deep, and I don't think you're going to want to walk your way out. I've trawled this area before. The silt down there is deep, like 6-7 feet. You're going to sink right in.
Oh.
We're going to want to try to keep you a little above the ground if we can. Basically,
I've been known to work a winch or two.
You're gonna be bait on the end of this rope. I mean, not bait,
Okay.
but I'm gonna drag you like bait for a giant fish.
Okay.
At the end of this rope.
I'd say probably more like an anchor.
Can't we make light with medium?
I don't know how.
Why don't you give it a try?
I will. I'll try to make light with medium.
According to this here page, which I don't have to scroll through because we now have bookmarks. Properties of medium includes light. Can be luminous if the user chooses, shining with a glow between a candle and a torch, determined at the time of painting. So yes, you can just make light.
Oh.
It's not particularly bright light, but it's, local lighting.
Better than no light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I hope your winch is strong enough.
Oh yeah,
Can make myself
no problem.
All right.
I did lose that fish that one time, but like I don't see how much do you weigh?
I can't tell you. I never measured.
Oh. Well, I mean,
Hey.
You're not actually a rock, are you?
Kind of, yes.
She kind of like reaches over and kind of like tunks your nose. Like tunk tunk. Oh shit. Yeah, no, you're real heavy.
Yeah. We can make ourselves a little bit smaller, so...
I mean, that might be useful. Here, and she will hand you the rope, or hand somebody else the rope to attach around you, as attaching it around yourself might be a little awkward, although you do have a medium to do it for you.
I'll do it.
Everybody watches this surely not erotic display.
It definitely is.
You lean
I
back,
was like,
all done, and then they're both just done up in shibari.
Yeah, they're actually bound together.
no, they're kind of like
Yep.
tied with a around the upper arms and chest harness.
Mm-hmm.
And Ellie is like, no, I got this. I was in scouts.
There's a diamond harness that's going on here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you get bound up. It gets checked out by Sally, and she goes, "Yeah, that'll do." Wow, you two know each other, don't you?
I like this bitch.
All right, so when you get down there, it's gonna be real heavy. I mean, there's a lot of water on top of you. I'm hoping that's not a problem for like a rock. But normally coming back up from that deep is kind of unpleasant. But that I don't. I mean, and there's this kind of like toss back and forth of I have no idea what this is going to do.
Oh.
You aren't a person. And she
Oh,
goes,
rude.
I'm hoping that you're not bothered by things like that.
Admittedly, we have never been that deep before, but we have been like, what was it, like 30 feet, and for a good while, and that was no problem. So
Okay, well there's a difference between 30 and where you're headed. Um,
That's just a
uh,
lake.
stuff to look out for. I would it's gonna be dark, so watch out for that. If you need to get
I
pulled up, tug on the rope 3 times. And if you need to get pulled up like a little bit, tug on the rope twice, and then like tug again when you need us to stop, because you're probably going to need a little bit of neutral buoyancy to move across that ground without sinking into it. So we're going to try to keep some tension on you so that you can kind of like lightly pad on the bottom.
Okay.
Um, and then I don't know. Do y'all have like an ability to talk to each other?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We can sure try.
How far does it reach?
Good question. We'll
Oh.
find out.
There's a whole lot of like nervous back and forth between the two humans on board, and it's like, all right, well, I mean, I feel like I should have you sign some kind of waiver, but I never made one for this kind of thing. Good luck. If you find it, I don't know, don't eat it. I don't. It's probably
I
important.
wasn't planning to.
Okay, and if
Mhm.
anything eats you, well, don't worry about that. We'll know.
You're very comforting.
Oh, and you're roughly equidistant from the shore, so like if you get lost, kind of go in one direction. Um, assuming like the rope snaps or something like that, and eventually you should probably find your way out. She says in kind of a nervous theoretical thing. She gets a little bit nervous that statement, kind of looking over and being like, if this rope's like snaps, they're kind of stuck down there.
It's, I'm. If that rope should snap, I'm confident we can make our way out on our own. Might take a while, but
I don't know if you've ever trudged through lake muck before.
It's like these guys are real strong.
only near the shore.
I just put an arm around each of them.
Okay.
And it's like, they'll be together. They've got each other's back.
All right. Well, good luck then. There's a far from certain look on this person. We're gonna pull you up once every hour just to check on you, okay?
All right.
Or maybe half hour. Yeah, let's start with that till we're sure you're doing all right.
Okay. Let's do this before I change my mind.
You
Good luck.
look off the edge of the boat into the clear blue water. Actually, it's kind of greeny in this case. Looking down, and it is crisp and beautiful, and it just kind of goes down
And down and down
and down and down.
All right. I've played Subnautica. I know how this goes.
And right before you kind of step off the edge, Sally will kind of like put a hand on your shoulder and be like, "Hey, keep an eye on the ground. All right, like use that as your guide, because somewhere in these waters," and she kind of leans in a little bit so that Kirkland is just sort of like less nearby. They don't believe me when they say this, but I'm pretty sure there's a fence post to unsee somewhere in here. Like that big ass fish. I'm not kidding about that thing. But it's this place can't support it ecosystem wise, so it's got to show up and leave again. It's doing it through something.
Oh, okay. So stay away from that, I'm guessing, better, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, if you get sucked into unsea, you're fucked. Good luck!
Thank you. And we'll step overboard into the water.
And I will climb onto Vince's back and hold on around his neck.
Vince goes down like the rock that he is. The descent is somewhat faster than any of you necessarily particularly expected, because you're just kind of used to like being quasi-buoyant. No buoyancy. Solid rock. Just straight down at alarming speed.
You want to try that air thing quickly.
To the point that Fidelity is just quickly met with pressure. Faster than he's really like experienced in a swimming pool or any other body of water that he's been in. What is Fidelity's swimming experience?
He has swum in lakes and rivers.
Okay.
Never that deep.
You are dropping into painful depths very quickly. And the light is beginning to diminish.
I think once it starts to get painful, he's going to realize this isn't a good idea and start going back up. So he'll just kick off.
Yeah, you let go. By that point, you're probably about 30 feet down. Which is just, it's misleading because the water is very clear. Even at 30 feet, you've got great visibility. You can see the surface. It's shining above you, which makes it feel like it's just there. But as you're swimming toward it, it feels like it's not getting any closer. There's so much distance to cover, and so much less air than you kind of, thought that you initially had at this freediving depth.
I will try to make air.
You successfully generate a bubble. It goes up. It goes up faster than you do.
It go up.
I'm like,
and then I do bubble things. Sorry.
You're going for the top, and the only thing you can hear echoing in your head is dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Try making one below me.
It actually pops into a whole bunch of things as it kind of goes around you. You don't get to make a blup noise at all. It's very disappointing. And at this point, the lungs are starting to burn, but you do actually make it to the top, provided that you keep a vertical ascent. You feel betrayed by the lack of video game logic in light of all the other things that have been whimsical around you.
Guys come up and cling to the side of the barge, panting. Also, I know exactly how he feels because I have been in the ocean ever. I know exactly what it feels like, that the water is just like, why am I not at the surface yet? I shouldn't be this deep. Why did I swim all the way down here to look at that little shell?
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I really wish I was above the water right now.
No, I'll just kind of smirk and I'll say, hey, buddy, welcome back. How'd it go?
It's like, I can make air down there, but it's not useful.
John, what were you saying?
Yes, that's how water works, Argon.
What'd you say, Rowan?
I think John was trying to say something a minute ago.
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, it was Rowan then. I was confused.
Okay. I'll say, how'd it go, buddy? Have fun?
Just like, fast. It's like, I can make water down there, but it's not useful.
Yes, because that is how physics works, dear. And I'll help drag you.
Like, what do you know about physics? You're from, like, the 20s.
Well, I know how reality works. I may not be a scientist, but...
They had no physics in the 20s.
Yeah, everything just floated off the ground, and that's why they didn't have any problems with climate change back then, because it was the law of thermodynamics didn't exist yet.
It's like, shut up, you don't even know what Pluto is.
The planet? Or...
It's like the the Kuiper object, duh.
The fuck is a... Yeah, whatever. And I drag you into the boat.
You are brought within, and offered what might be a beer by Sally.
I'm like, thanks. I drink it.
It is some
When is
kind of
your
alcoholic object.
when is your character actually from?
Me,
Yeah.
1927.
So that's before February 18th, 1930. So she don't know what Pluto is.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Um. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the lake, there is a gradually increasing pressure that's kind of all around you, and this sort of feeling of dread is just like fish and wildlife kind of zip by, and you're just kind of like falling deeper and deeper into darkness. Let me get a general um, light penetration in clear water.
Want to say like 100 meters, so
Yeah, so it's not going to be pitch black. Um, Rarely any significant light beyond about 200 meters. Let's take a guess at like this general. Hang on. I'm modeling this off of a lake that I've been to before just because it's what I know. Okay. So I would say that you actually have more light than I kind of initially suspected here. Certainly isn't pitch black. Your overall depth is probably like 70, 80 feet. Um, enough that you can still see reasonably well, but it's kind of nice to have some additional light from your medium to kind of shine nooks and crannies. When you get down to the bottom, you're caught at the end of the rope and kind of like drifting over the ground a little bit, and there is a general feeling of like, okay, take a breath. Oh wait, no, don't take a breath. But this is doable. This is doable. I can see. And then you make a couple of general observations. One, movement's kind of tricky. As you are sort of lowered to the level of the bottom, Sally was correct. The silt down here is pretty deep. If you are let loose from the rope, you will just sink directly into it, and you are suctioned in place. So if that rope goes, it's not going to be good. But in
okay.
the meantime, you need enough slack that you can actually pull yourself across it, which is this really squishy feeling that's really kind of nice, except that there are so many crustaceans.
Uh,
And as it's kicking
Crunch, crunch.
kind of silt into the water. It's kind of delightful, but it is sort of a lot of work. Um, and then lastly, there's just so much space. Like this place is huge. This is a giant crater. It's a little hard to figure out where you're going. Or like there's not a lot of landmarks to go off of. There are comes, like coral or not coral, but like just like rock formations and stuff like that, and various bottom dwelling
occasional tree stumps
seekers.
sticking out of the silk.
Yeah,
Silk.
things here and the other. There are some trappings of a battle that took place here. You can actually see broken timber that was taking place. There's some metallic pieces that are long rusted but sticking up from the ground. You see something that looks like a wagon wheel. There was some semblance of a civilization here at some point. It's all pretty decayed but cryptic. But within walking around or kind of trotting around for about 10 minutes or so, you do kind of get the feeling that the chances of finding any specific object in all this space with how slow it is to move, not terribly realistic without some kind of supernatural assistance.
Feel for musing for resonance of medium. It might have some significance. If it does, you might be able to track it.
I'm sorry, what?
If the object has it has a medium in it, it will have a musing. You might be able to find it through that.
The kind of vibrations that y'all talk to each other through.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, yeah. That's a good idea. I will try that.
Do a mind perceive. I'm gonna say difficulty 3.
The 8 plus d6 plus 1, I believe. Indeed. Ooh! Got a 13.
Nice. You kind of still your mind a little bit, and you feel this glimmer. Um, and it's not really pulling you in a specific direction. It's just kind of telling you to wander. So you follow it for a minute. You just sort of
Oh.
like move around, drift in the water, um, and ultimately arrive on the edge of a little deviation in the ground, some crater-like substance on the side there, where you find one part of a piece of a shield um, that has held up reasonably well. It's pretty beat up and rusted, but is at least discernible. And emblazoned into its front is an icon that reminds you a little bit of uh, a kind of feeling that you felt before. Specifically, that you felt when the patrons first arrived, when you came into Gallerie for the first time. There was a kind of like a song, a tremor, this same sort of feeling that you're feeling in you now, that accompanied one of them. The one that looked vaguely like a jellyfish.
Okay.
And the sort of feeling that you're getting here is that like there is a presence that's related. That you might be able to trace.
All right. Let's try that then.
So describe how it is you're going to try to explore this. You're dealing with a kind of a weird metaphysical feeling right now. There is a song on the air, if you will. There's a feeling that is in the water that is associated with this particular patron. There's no specific mechanism for associating with it. You got to tell me how you want to kind of engage with it.
Okay. Um. Okay. First, gonna try, a more traditional way, like moving around, see if I can feel it coming from any specific direction, as if it was an actual sound.
Mm-hmm. You swim out for a little bit.
Sorry.
And it doesn't necessarily seem to like fade or become increased with proximity to these objects. It's almost like a just a vibe in the air.
Right.
Or lack
Was
thereof.
afraid of that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably not gonna work, but might as well try. I'm just gonna, basically send, like, musing, and ask, where should I go?
You send this out. And things are quiet for a moment. And then you see kind of things squirm up from the ground. and these eel-like arms, or not arms, but like creatures, kind of arrive from the ground, swishing this way and that, like a bunch of those little uh, grass eels that kind of like pop up from the ground. They have a name. I don't know what it is. But they all kind of like pop up and emit back at you. And you get the feeling that these things are actually just kind of notions that are living in the water.
Huh.
And what they're giving back isn't coherent enough to really kind of count as language. It's even less such than the notion that you had encountered earlier, where you can actually get some degree of ideas or concepts from what it was what the minstrel was kind of doing earlier. These ones are just kind of like sending general feelings, but those feelings are kind of like echoes of the one that you just sort of put out. They're sort of responding of like, oh, you put out a certain energy. We recognize that energy. And we've been around this energy too, and here it is again. So they are treating it with some degree of familiarity. They have a certain kind of like ribbon-like quality to them that looks a little bit like the sort that the tendrils off of Lace's mouth kind of has before. So they are either in some way related or have been changed by this space. They don't seem to necessarily be doing anything. They're not leading you in any direction. You've just put out, a familiar smell.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. My thought here is, I'm gonna look for, assuming their, how do you say, distribution varies. I would like to look for where there's the most of them, where they are the densest. I don't know how to put it.
You kick up into the water a little bit, as you can kind of like look down from above, give a couple tugs on the rope and float a little higher. And they do look to be pretty evenly dispersed. There is kind of a bit more of a grouping toward a distant ledge, and it looks like it's hard to tell from here. You'd have to walk like all the way over there. Which it might even be easier to just drop onto it because it looks like it's a good, 400 feet distant or something.
Okay.
A darker section of water. Like there might actually be another kind of smaller crater in there that is a larger depression that goes deeper. You can even feel additional cold kind of coming from that direction.
Ooh.
Right about then, the rope will actually tug harder as you're getting pulled back up for the first kind of like check-in.
Right. Oh, okay. I will not resist.
Up there at the top, y'all can haul on the ropes. It is heavy, but there's a big winch that's up there for hauling in a bunch of fish and stuff like that. And, it's capable of pulling up the weight.
I am sweating my ass off.
Yeah, swarm out today. You can do the thingamabob, and eventually you haul up wet rocks.
Well, I'm helping with the winch.
Yeah, but are you helping actually crank it up, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will help as best I can, but I don't have very high body stats.
You're just holding on to the knob and riding it as it's going.
Yeah.
Just like around in circles.
I like to imagine him in his tiny form, just like running on the the main pulley that where the rope goes into the water. He's just running on it like a treadmill.
Yes.
I just
Exactly.
imagined that
Oh,
he grabs the
adorable.
rope as it goes past him, then lets go, flutters forward, grabs it again, lets it go, flutters forward, grabs it again.
Using
Also
one of those
cute.
little shout things, being like, "Believe in yourself."
Boo, boo.
Beautiful.
But yeah, you get back up to the top and are kind of like on the side of the boat, and they're like, "Hey, you're a lot. You lived. I mean, that's great. Wow, what's it like down there?"
Um, it's dark, not as dark as we had feared. And it's very still and a lot of space.
Wow.
Hmm.
I wonder what the bottom of the lake looks like.
It's very, very silty, and it's a lot of crabs.
Oh, I bet she looks like she's like salivating over lunch options. Listen, if I send you down with a cage, can you just like find the biggest ones and throw them in there?
I I can try.
Oh, this is the best. Hang on, and she goes down to the bottom of the hole.
Wouldn't it be? I'm just like, wouldn't it be more efficient just to bait the traps and just kind of hang them down there?
No, then you can't get the biggest ones. This is choice pickings.
She has a point.
It's like,
Hook 'em
I
up
mean,
with
I,
a-
I
If
can
you
correct it.
bait them, you get some kind of loser crab. No, I want the big ones.
Exactly. Although the smaller ones tend to be sweeter. But no, cook them with a little bit of butter. Perfect.
She
Never
will,
really
will
was much for
disappear
seafood.
and go grab a cage. Before emerging with one and attaching it to you, or at least handing it to you. Do you want to tell them to reposition?
Yes. I found a spot that was different. I would like to take a closer look, but it was pretty far away. Should be in that direction.
Okay. They'll kind of get the boat repositioned to roughly where you thought that one was before getting you ready for the next departure. There are salutes all around. Everybody kind of like looks over to Fidelity and be like, "Did you wanna just go down again for the fun of it, or?"
No, I'm good.
Okay, fair enough. Good luck.
I was
And
like-
then Sally goes to like shove you in with a foot, and then proceeds to shove herself backward over the edge of the boat.
Oh,
Like, how'd that work out for you? Was that fun?
We'll scramble back on top of the boat. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
What were you trying to say, Rowan?
I help fish her out, and then I say, I'm pretty sure we all saw that.
Nobody saw that. Go get my fish.
Crabs are actually crustaceans, if I remember correctly.
Crabs are actually crustaceans, if I remember correctly. Go get my fish.
I shove it in the lake.
Yes,
again.
yes. Pushy.
You
I'll
again
jump
descend to
into the water
depths.
again.
It's like it kind of hurts down there. I was down there like 100 feet.
She's actually like looking at the rope, being like, "No, you were down there like 30 feet. That's about 30
No, it
feet."
can't be. It took me like an hour to get back to the surface. So
No, it's definitely like 30, 40 seconds or so.
I think I know how long I was under the water and how far.
I think you don't.
I think I was down there at Mark Twain.
Down once again at the bottom, you have descended pretty close to where this ledge is, and over a series of rock formations, you get up to it, and it is another wide crater at the bottom of this very wide crater. The water in it is deep, deep blue. Different than the kind of like clearish greenish water that's around you now. The temperature is also just very cold. That's coming out the side of it. And the major difference is that all around you, you can kind of see the crater lake extending out in all directions at relatively uniform size. Doming up in the distance kind of thing. But this thing looks like a well. It's just going straight down. It's probably 50, 60 feet across, and you can't see the bottom of it. Like it's going into straight blackness, but in the middle of it, there's a little island, like on a pillar, that's just sticking straight up, and that little island is probably, I don't know, 12, 15 feet across. Like it's not that big. Um, and there's something on top of it that is emitting a faint point of light. I'm gonna give you a bit of an overhead view so that you can make sure you're imagining the same kind of scenario that I'm imagining here.
Boy, do I ever have a bad feeling about this.
These squares are not to scale. So you have the kind of center, if this is from the top, and then you have like wee big kind of open area around it.
Mm-hmm.
You are on one of the edges of said open area right now.
Right. Okay, well, I guess that island is worth investigating. But I have this feeling that we really should not go down into that hole.
That hole seems like a really good candidate for unsea opening.
It certainly does have the feeling of being colder and darker than the rest of the area around you.
Yeah, that's the colder, the darker, the bluer. That is feels like something different, and not in the good way. But if I can somehow get closer to that island, at least have a look.
You can tug on the rope so that they suspend you a bit.
Yep.
And then you have to kind of like paddle in that direction and try to get the boat to carry you because you've got to get across this span and there's nothing to land on and you can't swim. You just sink.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try that.
You get enough forward motion that you're kind of tugging the boat, using the boat as a floater.
Mm-hmm.
Up on the boat, they're they kind of have an idea for what you're doing because like you're not being towed around by anything particularly large. But it's sort of like this weird feeling of you being under this flotation system as you're kind of like pulling the boats forward. um, and it's hard to make any headway because you are towing all that mass and rather heavy yourself. So it's several minutes before you're even kind of out over the bulk of this.
Mm-hmm.
But it is troubling when you're sort of out over the middle of this area. The warmth of the lake is sort of absent. The you can look off to the sides and still see the shore, but as you look down, it's like staring into this inky blackness of kind of absolute nothingness to this bottomless depth. And it's got a certain pull to it. Like the cold water is just kind of yanking on you like a current, like it's being drawn downward. At one point, you kind of feel the harness slip a little, and it's just adjusting. But it's this kind of reminder that if that goes, you're done. There doesn't seem to be an up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Bit by bit, you are approaching the centerpiece where you can see a little gleaming light that's coming from a stalk that almost looks like an angler.
No, that this does not bode well.
There's also a small statue that is kind of placed next to it.
Damn it! Okay, well, it's gone so far. Might as well keep going.
You eventually, ever so cautiously, make it to this space and are able to sit down on that like middle island.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting kind of leaning against this almost plant-like structure that has this sort of like dangling glowing orb on it,
Yeah.
is what looks to be the thing that you were tasked with finding. It's not in silt. It's actually just sitting on top of. The terrain here is different too. The terrain here is like rocky. It's like sea bottom, um, and it's sitting there, looking smooth and polished.
All right. Well, we'll go there and grab it.
You successfully retrieve it. You can kind of feel this little singing of similar musing that took place from the shield that you felt earlier. It's a lot
Huh.
stronger, a lot clearer. This definitely feels like you've achieved the right thing.
All right. Good. Then, okay. Tug on the rope. Have them pull us up.
There is no tautness on the rope.
Ah!
As you tug
What?
on it, it just kind of. And you're just kind of watching it as it begins to sink downward.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Up on the top, you all have kind of felt the boat being tugged a little bit. And the tugging stopped at one point, and the rope just kind of dropped.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, they found where they were trying to get to. We're not being tugged anymore. No struggle or anything like that. You hang around and have your conversation. Not much movement going on over there. It's moving back and forth a little bit.
I'm
So you kind of assume.
gently hitting on the boat lady.
It's either working really well or not at all. It's kind of hard to tell.
Either way, I'm enjoying myself.
like she'll occasionally just be like super into it, but then she'll get on a tangent about like fishing line.
Fine, I'm having fun either way.
Yeah. Seems like fun company. Definitely more energetic than the ones that you've met so far. It comes time to pull the twins up again. There is no weight at the end of that line.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I will do that face. I'll make that face again. I'll like clench my fist and squinch my face because that's how I think you have to do it. And I'll be like, Vincetta, are you okay? You're not on the line.
But silence.
Oh no, I can't hear them.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
We have to find a way to get them out, but I don't know how.
I don't. Ooh, it's bad.
It's like maybe they're just too far away. I leap in the water and start swimming down, like using the rope to pull myself.
You can't really pull down because there's no weight on the end of the rope, so you're just pulling the rope up. If you're trying to head downward and pulling downward on the other end when there's no weight on it, you're just tugging rope upward.
Then I'll just swim.
Yeah, you can swim down, you get down about as far as you can, and attempt again, but no response occurs.
Oh boy.
I'll swim back up.
Well, what do we do?
It's like, hey, I'll like climb up the rope up the rope. It's like, what's the unsea?
There's a blink that comes from Sally being like, I mean it's water. It's all the water.
Great.
You don't hang and like you finish winching the rope up because that was coming all the way up, and the rope comes up at the end and it's not cut. it just like appears as though it was never attached to anything. Like you found the logical end of the rope. It's bound by twine and has ended, as though it was never attached to anything. Um, and she kind of looks at it and goes, "Yeah, fuck, that wasn't cut. That I mean, they wouldn't untie themselves, right?
No, they wouldn't.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's not great. Well, the good news is I think we found where the unsea opening is.
It's like Ambrose.
Yeah.
Fly that way. I want to see how far I can still muse to you.
Okay. And he'll start flying.
You get a general monologuing about something or another until about 50 feet out. I think is the time that I had given it. Let me check.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
How deep is the water here?
About 80. Not too bad. Although I don't think no, you can like tell because you knew how deep it was the first time through. So yeah, it was like about 80 feet deep. Let me.
I'll try swimming down further than I did before, still trying to muse to them.
I'm checking really quick to make sure that yeah, 50 feet's correct. Okay. You get down as deep as you can get and send out and get no response. You're not entirely certain if that's because there's no response to be had, or because you're just not in range. But it's not necessarily coming back. In the meantime, over on the other end of this rope, you have tugged down, and the rope has finally fallen to your position. Again, with a logical ending rather than a severing. It's just as though the rope came off the spool.
Okay, they wouldn't just let us. They wouldn't just do that. Either something bad has happened or something worse has. No, wait, that's not a good line of thinking.
The potential panic that is setting in at this point as you realize that you are on a 12-foot diameter dais in the middle of a bottomless crater, some 60 feet away from an edge on either end, is beginning to take seat in your bosom. You can just kind of feel it resonating between the two of you of like this doesn't look like it has an exit.
Yeah. Crap, what do we do? What do we do? I'll try to, call out via musing.
No response that you can tell. It just kind of echoes into nowhere, except the idol that you're right nearby does kind of reverberate back with that same kind of tune, indicative of the patron before, and it does it richly. Like it is a thing that is very responsive to your call. It's not saying anything. It doesn't appear to have any degree of intelligence, but it's like you've struck a gong. It's bouncing back very richly.
Can you tell? Could he tell if there is favor in it?
And not really a thing that can be like seen. It does seem to be some kind of like whether or not it has some kind of mechanical function is anybody's guess. They'd have to mess with it, but it definitely doesn't seem to be inert.
Okay, I will like like the musing equivalent of talking or even shouting at it. See if it actually like reflects back. What it does? A bit of experimenting, if only to keep our thoughts aware off that bottomless abyss that's all around us?
You do so for a little bit, and it is vibrating back like you're kind of like hitting on a tambourine kind of thing. Like it is certainly responding with similar energy. Um, it doesn't seem to be particularly directioned. Um, but there is a if I carry the metaphor further, if you're tapping on the outside of a drum, you can hear it make drum noises. But you can kind of feel as you're doing it that if you go toward the middle of the drum, you're going to get greater reverberation and richer tone and the kind of like intended vibration of this particular instrument. You're getting something similar here. Shouting random stuff at this is resulting in noise. But there is probably a thing you could shout at it that's going to get the right noise. Or at least whatever noise it's supposed to make.
Okay. Well, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, we'll try different things. Different. I mean, I don't know what's possible, but different.
Well, where
volumes.
Are you? What do you have?
Different frequencies.
You are dealing with a specific artifact that is related to a specific patron.
Right.
Work with that.
Okay, maybe yeah, try and how do you say like sort of replicate the noise that that patron's mouth made. If I don't know if I'm putting this correctly.
You want to try to like make the same sort of melody that you've been hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do a mind exert and craftsmanship. I'm gonna call it difficulty. It's gonna be difficulty 4 unless you can pass a resolve save to kind of overcome your current panic, because right now it's feeling like you don't really have any options. So your resolve save, I'm going to say, is difficulty 2. If you can pass that, then I will drop the check here to difficulty 2.
Okay. Yeah, I will try that resolve save.
Okay.
Can never remember what all the saves are.
I want to say resolve is mind exert. This game uses saves a lot more than HSD does.
Saved. Well, maybe then I'll finally remember how they work. There, resolve. Weaker of your 2 mind scores. What is the difference? Okay. Plus 6 plus 2. 2? 2. Yeah. First 2. No. Nope.
All right. You attempt to calm yourself, but every time you do, you just kind of think about how this feels like it's getting deeper. It feels like it's getting colder. The ground, the shoreline, which you could see, feels like it's getting further away. It can't be possible, but there's no way to get it. If you were to even jump, 4 feet off the edge, you would just go straight down. You know how fast you fall. What the fuck are you gonna do here?
Okay, and what gotta try to work through the panic. Is that difficulty 4?
Yep.
Even if I roll maximum, I'm gonna have to twist this.
I believe in you.
It can be done.
It can be done.
I'm gonna try it.
Come on. Oh.
One off.
Just a second.
Do you have any more medium?
Well, I'm checking to see if it's possible to do it again. Da-da-da-da. Based on the rule for the Dealy Bob.
The rule of cool.
Here we go. This is available for any individual die roll, not check. So yes, you have 2 dice. You can twist both dice.
Oh.
If you have another
Okay.
medium.
I have 2 more, in fact.
Okay. You do it. You attempt to kind of like push this through. And the overall shakiness in your ability to properly kind of convey this vibration is too much for it to even be discernible. You shroud yourself in additional medium to try to like stabilize yourself. And it's like wrapping something shaky in something shaky. It's just not really working. With a final kind of push of what's remaining, you instead just try to do it in a more genuine way rather than attempting to sort of like mimic directly what's heard. In a way that is more the feeling of this kind of like tribute to this patron, rather than trying to like mimic a song that you've heard. It's more like a genuine prayer. And it helps it kind of carry the same feeling, even though the melody that kind of conveys forward isn't actually the same one. But it seems to work. It slots into the gaps between the other one's vibration until Wint's point that the two of them make a coherent chorus. And there is a sudden thump that takes place, and you can feel a presence behind you.
Slowly turn around.
I don't think you've seen this mouth in a while, because or were you there when it popped up recently?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so you haven't seen this one since the first time that you encountered all of them. But it's floating there in the water. This kind of fractured mask attached to this really large-belled, dual-lobed jellyfish-like structure, with these hanging entrails that are these sort of like ethereal things floating within the water, having the same kind of floating property that it had even when it was out of the water. And it's just sort of like happily spinning in space. And it just kind of looks pleased. It says a new hand touches the beacon. No, it doesn't say that, but this is basically the same concept of you found this, and it seems kind of like delighted. This one has seen you before.
Yes, back in the forest. I'm sorry, I cannot tell you where exactly. Yes, I found this, but yeah, sorry.
This one remembers where.
Oh God. Yes, we found this, but unfortunately, it does not do us much good because we're stuck here now.
Lost you are. And it just kind of like drifts up in a circle, kind of spiraling upward. And as it does so, you kind of look up and you realize that you can't see the surface anymore. As you're kind of looking around the sides, you are on this dais by your lonesome. There is no longer a shoreline. It is
Oh.
you and the black around you.
Oh boy.
Every once in a
Okay,
while,
now comes the actual panic.
every once in a while, you can feel the water shift as though just massive unseen objects are displacing water as they move, but they are all just kind of out of sight. Um,
Mommy.
what is your intention?
I was. We were asked to bring this to the surface. And I indicate to the idol.
Mm-hmm. Lay says, long has that slumbered at the bottom of the lake. I would have it see the shore again.
That is good, but we can't swim. We sink.
There is a general like spiraling that kind of happens as it ponders and says, a trade, a deal.
What kind of deal?
This one will return you to your tether. Bring the idol to the surface as directed, but then place it in my place of worship. There's a kind of ping that takes place in your mind, indicating a sort of general proximity. You have no sort of like landmarks to indicate it on, but it's sort of like the token in that you know that there's a piece of knowledge in there that if you can just see the right context will probably cement itself in place, and says, navigate its interior. It has a story to tell.
That's... I don't have much of a choice, do I?
There is a kind of giggling, like a bunch of little school children, kind of coming together, of correct, the best deals.
I'm glad that you're enjoying this. All right, I accept.
Descends quickly, and says, good. I'm glad that we found this deal together. And then there's a kind of like touch against your forehead of one of these tendrils. And then you find yourself suddenly awake on land in a fully kind of unfamiliar environment. And so does everybody else.
Oh.
You are blinking in the bright sun. You are kind of like where am I gonna put you? I'm gonna put you on a rooftop. You're on this like rooftop in this unfamiliar location. You can hear people, you can hear laughter, you can hear yelling and various other things. The general sounds of kind of suburbia, maybe even a school. Around you, you can see sky, and as you're kind of picking yourself up, you can see telephone poles and various trappings of infrastructure as you're kind of like squinting because you were in the dark for a second there. For a while. Everybody else, you were in the midst of trying to figure out what you were going to do about this rope situation, and then suddenly you two are also here on this rooftop, just the whole bunch of you. The humans are not. The boat is not. It's just the lot of you in place in the same position you were in a second ago, now on this rooftop.
I can tell you exactly what I was saying.
Go on.
I would have been it would have been just like, hey, if this boat has a below deck, I want the two of you to go down there because I'm about to call someone for help, and I don't really want you to know who it is.
Well, that would be inconvenient. And I cover my eyes with bright lights.
This would have been to the two humans on board,
Yeah,
Okay.
valid.
knowing that this town is built in the ruins of a place that was once annihilated by Lays, and that's exactly who I'm about to call on for help.
Before you get the opportunity, yeah, you find yourself here. All of y'all look the same as you did. You're in your manifested forms, and you are here. But like for all the world, as you're trying to kind of get your bearings under you and seeing that Vince and Vincetta are here in this place, um, mercifully not crushed or absent, it feels like you're in the canvas. You don't really know what year, but it's probably somewhere. I mean, clearly someplace post electrical, post telephone. There's a degree of quasi modern infrastructure in place, but it's hard to really get a feel on what decade.
I look over the edge wearing a monocle and an old timey bed gown and say, "You boy, what day is it?"
Oh wow!
Oh, you're alive.
Oh, thank goodness you're okay.
Yes, we are. We are not in the abyss anymore.
We thought you
I
were dead.
hurl myself at whichever of the two of them is the closest for a big old hug around the neck.
I hurl myself at the other one.
I just kind of float there.
Yeah, Ambrose hurls himself over the edge.
No one's
Then
going this
remembers he
way.
flies. Never mind.
Are we on different roofs?
No, you're all on the same roof. And it does appear to be the tallest roof in the general vicinity, but if you peek over the edge, which I'm assuming somebody will eventually do,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will.
you do kind of confirm that you appear to be in some kind of school. It's middle school of some sort. This is going to be definitely a matter of like locale. I come from a pretty large middle school. So I'm going to model it, kind of off of that, but depending on where all you were from, it might seem a little opulent or unfamiliar.
My middle school was built on the ruins of a middle school of an old school that was built in the 1800s. So.
What was the population?
80.
Oh wow. Okay. Welcome to California. My middle school's population was roughly 2,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Dang.
Pretty rough. Actually, it might have been more like 1,500. My high school's population was 3,000. My graduating class was 1,000 plus people.
My high school
Wow.
and my middle school were the same building.
I never know, and I can't look it up because they
School,
closed my high school.
The schools I went to were maybe a couple hundred people.
Yeah, no, this is big. So if you need, call it an anime middle school if you need to. It's got many buildings, a fairly sprawling campus, lots of different, it takes up a good city block, to kind of create all these structures, and just hundreds and hundreds of kids kind of happily wandering around between classes, kind of thing. Looks like it might be some sort of lunch. You're up on top of them. And it is at this moment, because I wasn't able to necessarily describe it earlier, but it is at this moment that you find yourselves, as you've kind of manifested, looking about and realizing that you are not quite the same size you used to be.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Brick wall.
You're all a little shorter, with the exception of Ambrose, who has found himself in the position, or the overall physique that he's just kind of chosen to show up in. But the rest of you, as you are kind of slowly peeling back the layers of manifestation to kind of get a degree of familiar landmark, have found yourself at roughly the appropriate age for this scenario.
No! I don't want to go back to school. No, this is a nightmare. This is what a real nightmare is. It's not the horrible monsters.
Gosh, I'm in school in my underwear.
You are actually dressed in the same stuff you were in. You are even manifested the same way you were, but instead of being the tall, svelte fidelity that we've all come to know and love, You are some cute little, like I don't know, 11 to 13-year-old or something, that has all the same colors and stumbling over hooves.
Yeah, and I'm assuming the same thing is happening to me.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the plumage is adorable. It looks fresh.
Yes, I just a ball of fluffy feathers.
Yeah.
And
You can probably fly, but probably not very well.
My adult feathers are peeking through the. Oh God!
The two-stone lions are two-stone kittens.
Oh,
That's adorable.
Meow.
Roughly the size of like large dogs.
they both look this. They both look the same because Vince's mane isn't in yet.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Just one of them's just a little bit fluffier around the edges. That's about it.
I'll kind of.
Hey there, Patchbeard. I bet you get all the girls with a mossy chin like that.
Now I begin feeling around, and I'm like, "What And then I freeze as I hear my voice. What's going on? Where did my boobs go?
You're on my size.
No.
Yeah, it's funny because Ambrose is looking around, being like, "Oh, they all look like me." As this is probably the first time that this has necessarily been brought up, that Ambrose like kind of assumed that there was a model of person that was just the size and overall physique of Jean-Luc, and it's not just that all people were that at one point.
Yeah, like it's a separate subspecies. Go on, Tygon. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I just realized. Oh yeah, he thought that was just how Jean-Luc looked, not the knowledge that there was, development.
Some people are tall and some people are small. That's what he knew.
Yeah, I mean, so far he's encountered all kinds of different humans. There's been like rabbit humans, there's been like cat humans, there's been the small rabbit humans and the big rabbit humans. He just kind of assumed there was a small human, and there are big humans.
Well, a half
Theory confirmed.
Fidelity is like looking himself over, like torso not yet grown in, legs way too long, hands and hooves too big, like lanky as shit. It's like, okay, well, this is a thing.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
This is so odd.
That'll be fine. Just follow my lead. I was like the king of the high school.
I don't believe you.
I was like
God.
one of the top players on the basketball team.
What's basketball?
It's the best sport ever invented.
I thought baseball was
USA.
best.
USA.
I thought it was
Okay.
baseball. Sorry.
It's like, well, that would make some sense.
I'm getting my
What's a sport?
age groups off. This is just the reality of being old at this point.
I'll say no. A sport is. Think of
It's
it
a
as
game with
ritualized
rules.
combat.
14 or 15.
Okay, I can kind of understand that.
13 or 14.
So what happens when somebody dies?
You stop the game usually, and usually people don't die. It's not
It's
real.
like it's not like ritual combat at all.
Oh,
Well, it kind of is. It's a competition between two groups. Look, I took philosophy in college. This was one of
It's
my.
like, well, there's her problem. She's a nerd.
My feathers.
What
puff
age should we
even
set
more.
Jean-Luc at?
I believe like
What?
13, 12 or 13.
Okay, so
What?
this is going to be like the upper end of middle school, either that or the very
Yeah,
bottom of high school.
Like 7th grade, 7th or 8th grade, yeah.
Yeah.
I was 12 in 7th grade, so.
I'm just trying to figure out which environment is more conducive to this humor slash storyline, whether it's bottom high school or upper middle.
Oh God.
Do y'all have a preference?
Uh,
We're having a subquest here.
Oh God.
I'd say upper middle.
Upper middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's mostly so that John Luke doesn't have to change size.
Okay.
Well, he's not here. Oh, you mean Ambrose? You mean
No,
Ambrose,
just,
yes.
just
I didn't mean
you
to
know,
say
give
John
things time. Speaking of, Ambrose, do a body perceive. Kind of complicated though. Difficulty 4. Let's just see if your dice are with
Ooh,
you.
okay, let's see.
And you can't twist this one. This is just kind of like random luck.
Okay, so it's a D8 and a D6, so my body perceive is 3.
Yeah, let's say everybody can do this though.
Okay. Quick question. The object that Tygon found, what was its shape again? I'm sorry.
I didn't actually describe the shape.
Okay.
A thing that I will have to figure out. I'm not certain.
I did not make that.
What was the roll?
It was a body perceive at difficulty 4. We'll just see if anybody's luck is with them right now. This is audio based. If anybody has any kind of bonus to that,
I'll twist.
you can't. This is a pure lucky thing. You're not looking for this.
Ah, so close.
Oh, it's so close.
It is indeed so close.
Trying to figure out my dice on this. I'm 3 under.
I think that's 2d6.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a D6 and a D4?
You're right. Yeah, it is a d6 and a d4.
Oh,
300.
it can go down that low?
Yeah,
Okay.
it can go down that low.
Nope.
Y'all rolled reasonably well, though. But yes, we were just seeing if luck was with anybody. As it is, all you hear is the school bell ringing, as a bunch of kids are heading into classes.
Oh, Tygon didn't include bonuses.
Oh, Tygon, what's your body exert?
Oh, right. I forgot about that. My body exert is 2.
Oh,
I was going to say, I guarantee it's not 0.
Yeah, you made it.
Succeed.
So yes, actually, Tygon, you hear a familiar sound. It's a voice you recognize.
Who or what is it?
It's over the edge. It's just like
Oh.
you thought you knew something. You can peek.
Oh, yeah, I'll take a look.
You go over to the edge, and with the two of you together, you kind of look down at the crowd, and wandering through the crowd with the other children is Jean-Luc.
What? But what?
Okay. I'm guessing dressed period appropriately.
Dress period appropriately.
Huh.
There is a uniform. I haven't decided what it is yet.
Fair enough.
We'll
Speaking
figure it
of, I have garbed myself appropriately.
out. I like how Fidelity's just like, well, I'm getting into character. Boom!
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Gets immediately into the school outfit, but does not manifest. So
Yeah.
I'll be doing that also.
okay. This is the I believe the first time you've assumed a fully human appearance. In a
No, I did that.
minute. No, you did. Yeah, you did it when you were there for New York, right?
New York
Yeah.
and Chicago.
Okay.
Yep.
You are able to kind of control your manifest your like appearance as you're getting out of manifested form. But it is a weird kind of buffered, tricky process. There is a kind of pressure that is keeping you in this sort of age bracket that's doing it. That almost feels like it might be resistible, possibly, but it would be really uncomfortable to try. Which is just familiar of various other feelings of trying to manifest in ways that feel incorrect. Presently, this has been instilled as the shape to be in. if you want to try to kind of like force an adult form, you can roll for it, but otherwise it just feels more natural in this particular scenario to be at this age.
I manifest a little mirror to look at myself.
How do you look?
And I was like, I did not look like this as a kid.
And as you say
I'll
that, your little horse ears just kind of pop up
Oh,
under the like your hair just kind of pops up in like horsehair form, and then they like
I
lie down.
smooth them back down. I'm just like, I definitely didn't look like that.
It doesn't look like that. And this is a thing that seems to like kind of periodically happening is your motif just kind of keeps showing up every now and again. You have to kind of like be
uh,
like.
I'll do the same and just kind of take the mirror and look at myself.
It's a very, very like kind of heart-grabbing image of this younger girl that's kind of staring back, of a experience not had but imagined.
Yeah. Sorry.
But much the same way as Fidelity, there will occasionally be little hints of this motif that are just kind of like popping up in various ways, depending on how you want to characterize them.
Just feathers popping up in my hair
Yep.
that I need to pluck out. No, I'll kind of look at myself and I feel conflicted because A, I'm a fucking kid again, but also B, I wanted this experience growing up and I never got it.
Seems like you're not going to get a choice this time.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Well, I guess I'll glance over at the Vinces and I'll say, "What do you see down there?"
It's Jean-Luc.
What?
Really?
Yeah, he's right there among all the other children.
Emrys, you peek over, and it does appear to be him. He's walking up toward a classroom. He's kind of smiling toward other kids. He's got that kind of shy look that you sort of recognize. Engaging here and there. Doesn't seem to have anybody who's directly talking to him. Is about to step into a class.
I will call out as loudly as I can, Jean-Luc, and I'll wave happily.
There is a sudden turning.
I dive away from the edge.
Yeah, Vince's with eek.
A sudden turning of like a lot of the kids. Jean-Luc was near the end of the crowd, so many of the kids have filtered in, but there's still a reasonable amount of people that are still out there. They're all just kind of turn up and they see this kid up on the roof, waving down like this. How bee-like are you still, or did you like assume a human form?
He is not very bee-like. He's in his JTT form that he took when he was in New York.
You're waving down, and Jean-Luc looks up and literally drops his books. Just Ambrose, and like waves really really hard over there, and the other kids are like, "What is this kid doing? What's going on?" Cough. Trying to figure out what you're doing on the roof of this building.
I'll say, I'll be down in a second, and I will look for a way down, because I figure I can't jump here.
No, you're up pretty high. This is like the gymnasium or something. It's pretty big.
Okay.
But there is a access ladder that can be used for getting up here to just kind of maintain the air conditioner and stuff like that.
Okay.
That looks like your surest way down. It's also gonna have like a lock to keep kids from going up it.
Oh.
Anybody got any clothes for us?
Yeah, here, and I'll start. I'll just manifest clothes on everybody.
You were able to create simulacrums of the school uniforms, if that's what you're going for.
I look down at and brush the skirt of my uniform, and I see Ambrose running up. I'm like, Ambrose, wait! And I'll start chasing after him.
Ambrose is gone like Donkey Kong. Ambrose is going down the ladder, I think.
He's excited.
I
Um,
desperately try to chase him.
drops to the bottom, and is not particularly held up by the locked area on the bottom. You can probably just descend. It's definitely a longer fall than would be comfortable for a human to endure, because that's the whole point, is to keep it out of reach of kids.
Yeah.
But you are not any ordinary boy.
Okay.
And land it. To which, the kids who are trying to figure out why the hell you were on a roof are like, whoa, that was cool. Because you just dropped from some 10 or 15 feet up.
Yeah.
And run over and give it Jean-Luc this big ol' hug.
Yay.
Which is getting some looks, to be sure, because you are now at the point in this contemporary setting where people are like,
Yay.
gee. Which might actually happen, because I believe you don't know yet what year you're in, but you're not at the wet line. The technology just doesn't seem fresh enough. Even Ambrose, who doesn't have a whole lot of familiarity with it, has been to Wetline, New York, and it's just things don't quite look the same here. They do look a lot more contemporary to the Vinces. This looks very akin to a school they attended, honestly.
Okay, well, that's something.
I'll come jogging over, panting, and I'll say, "Stupid small legs."
Everybody's got to get down from the roof somehow, so I'm assuming you're all going down the ladder.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of parkour control fall down the ladder.
It is a good arrival for all of the kids that we're still able to see, because like they're all like, what was that freaking ninja bullshit that just happened here? As you all just kind of like descend from the roof.
I'll say, Ambrose, you can't. We don't know what's going on. Oh, you're fast.
It's Jean-Luc, and I miss him.
Is it?
He is my friend.
Just like, yeah, friends. We're all friends here. I was kind of like gently pry them apart.
Jean-Luc could be still holding onto your hands, being like, "How did you get here? Are you real?"
Yes, I don't know. I was on a boat, and then suddenly I was here.
Yeah, same. Whew.
Just like still trying to gently pull their hands apart.
He's looking up at you, like giving you looks, like, "What are you doing?" Oh, you want to hug? He hugs you. I guess he's not looking up. He's looking over, like Fidelity, you're so short.
I just kind of hold my hands up in the air, like as he hugs me, and just like, yeah, they're there, buddy.
There's a general going through as the second bell is ringing. He goes, "Oh, we're gonna be late. I'm gonna be late. I guess you're not. Are you enrolled?" And then there's a whistle that kind of takes place from the sound of like an adult kind of like pursing their lips to whistle that word of like, "Hey, all of you get to class. The second bell is ringing. Come on."
I don't know.
I guess we just enrolled.
I don't. Okay. Oh no.
We have no idea what's going on. We're gonna come to class. Yeah, we're in his class. We're gonna go with him.
Okay, yeah. Great. Get moving. You are officially late, he says in a stern tone.
Yes, sir. Come on, and I'll start trudging in.
Jean-Luc will look over to Ambrose as this is happening, and says, "How did you even? This is a book. Harold showed me this so that I could learn some modern lessons. We're in a dream."
Oh.
Oh, thank goodness! For a second, I thought it mattered if what we did.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I think it does. Like, you'll still get in trouble.
We're
Yeah, but it won't be
muses.
real. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. What he said. We're muses. This can't affect us, really. I'll
Well, I
say
mean,
as
it can affect me, and I'm trying to get a good grade.
you care
I
about
do
this?
not want to get sent to the principal's
Then we will
office.
hurry. We will hurry to your class so that you may get a good grade.
And as you are kind of hurrying to the class, the twins are running by the window, and they can see a reflection in one of the classroom windows of Liza's mouth, just kind of floating beside behind them.
Oh. There's an automatic turn if they can see it in not the reflection as well. I'm guessing it's not there.
You turn and you do not, but you do see kind of traces of the sort of flotsam that accompanies this entity drifting into the air. And you hear this kind of echo in your mind of if you want to get out of where you were, you have to solve this place.
Oh.
Right.
You might want to tell us that things do, in fact, matter.
Yeah.
Which you can do in the next episode. I had to dip
No!
a little early this time because it's back to school night.
God
Okay.
damn it, Emmy.
This is fantastic. I'm so excited to solve middle
Yeah.
school.
I'm really excited. Like, this was not a turn I was expecting.
I can't wait to be a shitty kid.
Yeah. I finally get to be a fucking mean girl.
You get to be a shitty kid just like the kids in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Y'all get to
I'll tell you what.
engage